What if Naruto had Uzumaki, Senju, and Uchiha blood coursing through his veins? What if he had been trained in the ways of the shinobi since birth? What if he had known from the start that he carried the weight of a village on his shoulders? This is the story of Uzumaki Naruto, Jinchuriki, Sharingan wielder, Anbu, mentor, the greatest prodigy. Serious Naruto, older than canon. Naruto Uzumaki, the greatest prodigy. Chapter 1. Hey, it's Quadix here, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Let's have a great year. Hit that subscribe button if it's still red. Like the video. The next part will be pre-recorded. As soon as this hits 30 likes and 30 comments, I will post it. Please leave a comment. I respond to all comments. Comment Q if you don't have anything else to comment, or anime suggestions, or what if suggestions you want me to do. Let's get into the story. Prologue. 10th of October, in the dead of the night, the most powerful Biju, Kyuubi no Kitsune, attacked the hidden village of Konogakure no Sato. Disaster struck as no one was able to stop the rampaging Biju. Many shinobi lost their lives in the process, while almost half of the village was destroyed. That was until one man, the fourth Hokage, Minato Namikaze, placed his own life on the line to defeat the Biju and save his village. In the end, he was able to stop the Kyuubi by sealing the Biju in a newborn baby, his own son, Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze, making him the next Jinchuriki of said Biju, though this was at the cost of his and his wife's life, leaving the boy to be raised alone. 6 years later, the wind was blowing gently as a young boy sat atop the Hokage's monument. His shoulder-length, spiky blonde hair was blowing gently behind him, bangs covering the right side of his face as his bright blue eyes were shining from the sun's rays. His skin was fair, and his most noticeable feature were the 3 whisker marks marking on each cheek, his signature of being a Jinchuriki. He was wearing a navy blue long-sleeve t-shirt with gray pants that ended just above his ankles, blue shinobi sandals to add to it. This boy's name was Naruto Uzumaki, a 6-year-old and the Jinchuriki of the most powerful Biju, the Kyuubi no Kitsune. He was overlooking the village as he thought. He always did like to come up to this place and to think and relax. It has always been a peaceful place for him. 2 weeks ago, the third Hokage told him that he has submitted his admissions form for joining the Ninja Academy, and now from tomorrow on, he will be going to the academy to become a shinobi. His dream is to become the Hokage so that he can protect the village he loves so dearly. Along with his dreams, he wishes to surpass the fourth Hokage and get acknowledged by everyone as someone important. He knows that the villagers don't like him much for reasons unknown to him, and his GG also won't tell him. Every time he asks, the answer always remains the same. I will tell you when you're old enough to know the truth. He had already started his basic ninja training 2 years ago, and his GG has helped him with some basic taijutsu techniques. He's very good with shuriken jutsu and kunai throwing, as he had also trained his body quite well for speed and quick reflexes. From tomorrow on, he's going to take his first steps towards his dreams. He was still nervous just thinking about it. Normally, he was a very calm and insightful. It's all starting from a young age, showing noticeable maturity and knowledge on how to deal with complex situations. At the same time, he is still a young boy, so it shouldn't come as a surprise to him to feel nervous. He lets out a sigh as he comes back from his thoughts. Blinking, he looks up. Noticed that it was already dark as the sky was starting to get filled with stars. He hadn't realized how long he had been sitting there. He was so lost in his confused thoughts that he didn't realize that a person was coming towards him from behind until the person spoke. "Oh, I knew I'd find you here, Naruto-kun." At hearing that voice, Naruto turned around and saw his surrogated grandfather, Sarutobi Hiruzen, the third Hokage of Konoha. Standing with a kind smile, he was wearing his formal Hokage robes as his skin was light pale, gray hair slightly mussed. His face had wrinkles and liver spots signifying his old age. "What are you doing here, Gigi? I thought you'd be busy with your paperwork," Naruto-kun asked, surprised. On hearing about paperwork, Hiruzen's face twitched a little before he composed himself. "Don't talk about my paperwork, Naruto-kun. I swear it's a bane for all Hokages." Naruto just shook his head and turned around, looking over the village again, seeing the street lights starting to light up. Hiruzen walked over and stood beside him before he asked with concern, "Is something on your mind, Naruto-kun?" Naruto knew that he could always talk about anything with his segregated grandfather. He was always concerned about him and helped him whenever he was in need. He also did take him to Ichiraku Ramen whenever he could, so, He always looked for Naruto's best. Most importantly, though, he is the only person he has in his life. Turning his face in Hiruzen's direction, Naruto replied, "I'm just a little nervous. Tomorrow is going to be my first day in the academy and first steps towards my dream. I'm scared of failures." Listening to him, Hiruzen asked, "What is your dream, Naruto-kun?" Naruto was quiet for some time before answering him. "I want to become a shinobi amongst shinobi, strongest of them all, and surpass all the previous Hokages, becoming the strongest of them all." "This is quite a big dream you have there, Naruto-kun," said Hiruzen, a gentle smile gracing his face. He knew that Naruto was a very talented kid, far more mature than the others in his age. Hearing him say that he wanted to become Hokage, Hiruzen was happy for him. "Why do you want to become the Hokage?" "I want to become the Hokage so that I can protect the village which the previous Hokages, along with many shinobi, have given their lives to protect. Then everyone will respect me and acknowledge me as someone important," Naruto said, his voice firm and eyes determined. Hiruzen, hearing this from a 6-year-old boy and seeing the determination in his young eyes, was very impressed. To think that such a young boy can have a mindset like this at such a young age. At that moment, Hiruzen thought about the fourth Hokage, Minato Namikaze. How proud he would be if he saw Naruto, his only son, and how well he is growing up as a person. Hiruzen, hearing this from a 6-year-old boy and seeing the determination in his young blue eyes, was very impressed. To think that such a young boy can have a mindset like this at such a young age. At that moment, Hiruzen thought, I read that twice. I probably won't cut that out because I am celebrating with my family today, and I don't have time to edit. Sorry. My other videos don't usually have these in them. I'll just move on. Hiruzen knew that he was going to tell Naruto about his parents very soon. There was also the truth about the Nine Tails being sealed inside of him. Sooner or later, he will have to tell him about everything. Getting out of his thoughts, he turned to his side with a big smile on his face. I'm impressed, Naruto-kun. You're only 6 and know what it takes to be a Hokage. You already possess the will of fire, Hiruzen said with pride, gentleness, and pride shining in his old eyes. By the way, number 1 or 2 are 1 and 3 completely different. One is pride and the other one is pride shining. There's a difference. Naruto looked confused, not understanding what this Gigi was trying to imply. The will of fire? What does that mean? Seeing his confused face, Hiruzen's smile turned small as he turned around and looked over his village. The village is a big family. In here, everyone is family. The desire to protect one's family builds thicker and stronger bonds between everyone in the village. Can we get a family counter? That was like 4 families in one sentence. That is what the will of fire means. That is the job of the Hokage and every shinobi of the village. It is why we protect each other and our home. Now you understand, Naruto-kun, what it means to be a shinobi and what it means to be the Hokage. Now understanding what it means to be a shinobi and what it means to be the Hokage, he smiled slightly. He looked over the village, seeing people walking the lightly lit streets, happily chatting with each other. Family. You always protect your family. Now, most importantly, realizing what the village means, he knew what he had to do in his life. Turning around to face the Hokage, Naruto said, I promise you, Gigi, that I will protect this place. I will protect this village. I will do everything in my power to keep this place like this and protect my home. Should anyone try to harm it, whether they are my comrade, friend, even my family, I will show no mercy to them in defending it. I give you my word, Gigi. Naruto said with a strong conviction in his voice. Hiruzen's eyes were lightly wide as he was shocked at the words and promise Naruto made to him. You were meant for great things, Naruto-kun. I can see it just by looking at you, thought Hiruzen as his face mellows into a loving smile. Hiruzen patted Naruto's head. You will be a great shinobi and an even greater Hokage, Naruto-kun. I believe in you. Naruto's face brightened with a big smile at hearing his Gigi say he believes in him. Thank you, old man. I won't let you down. Hiruzen was happy to see Naruto happy. He then looked up, seeing the sky, and realized it was getting late. Looking over to Naruto, Hiruzen continues. Come on, Naruto-kun. It's getting late, and tomorrow is going to be your first day at the academy. You don't want to be late on your first day because of waking up late, do you? Hey, Gigi, said Naruto. He really doesn't want to be late on his first day in the academy. Come on, I'll treat you to Ichiraku for dinner, said Hiruzen. Naruto happily complied and started to walk down the monument with his Gigi. Ichiraku stand. Okay, guys, I'm gonna end it there. I have one question. How do you pronounce H-A-I? H-A-I-G-G, said Naruto. That's just... Is that hi? Is that hey? Is that who? Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next part when it hits 30 likes and 30 comments. Bye.